What's up, guys? Digging further into the Warlock wave of Marvel Legends, we are going to take a look at Sunfire. All right, and here's our figure. I'm not going to do packaging for this wave going forward. If you've seen the Shatterstar or the Dazzler reviews, then you know what to expect. It's standard Legends stuff. No real reason to talk about it. Mine is in the trash already. So I wasn't too excited about this guy. I was actually going to wait to get him, and then I found him, and due to a lack of impulse control, I snatched him up. So we're going to take a look at him now. He is, to my surprise, I didn't pay much attention to this, looking at him online, but he is the same body as the Spider-Man 2099 figure, and I love that figure. So thankfully, his body type is one that I am very excited about in terms of, what it can do, how it looks, and the possibility for more better figures down the road. Sunfire is kind of a second stringer. I'm not sure that he's going to fly off the shelves. I bet he's going to be, along with Polaris, peg warming once this wave is kind of saturated. I already see that with the previous X-Men wave. They're just sort of lingering on shelves, except for Wolverine and Deadpool now. But Sunfire's a pretty cool character. He's been around for a very long time. So, if you're into X-Men, if you're into comics, you know this guy. He's not exactly, an unknown. He's not a core X-Man. But he is a pretty cool character, and I like his outfit. I like the sculpt here. I like pretty much everything about this figure. So let's take a quick look at him. We've got standard ball jointed head. He can look up pretty far, which is good for a flying type character, and he can look all the way down. Arms go pretty much all around. They're on that newer butterfly style joint. So you might have to press a little hard to get it to actually click into place, but once it's there, you can get him to go up about that far. It goes all the way down, and then of course you can get him to reach around like that, and then all the way back, which is excellent, especially when you get to the accessories that he comes with and how you can pose him. We've got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows there, and then we've got a swivel and a hinge, which is really tight at the wrist. We've got a crunch, which can go back a couple clicks. And he's pretty solid there, and he goes pretty much all the way over. We've got a waist twist. He's got that belt that moves up and down, so you can get it out of the way before you move him. Just make sure you do that. His legs don't go out too far, only about yay far. They go forward all the way and back a good clip too. We've got thigh cut, which it's versatile. It's useful. I don't particularly like those kind of thigh cuts just because it looks funny when you go too far. We have got double jointed knees. They go all the way back. We got a shin or boot cut, however you want to describe it. And then we've got a hinge and a rocker. I think it's a forward facing peg that way for the ankle. So he's got a wide range of motion, and I like what kind of poses you can get him in. Now, as far as the sculpt goes, like I said, I love this body. It's not too beefy. It's also not too thin, and it fits the kind of smaller male characters in the Marvel universe that don't need to be huge, but are still, quite muscular. So there's a lot of sculpted musculature all over this guy. So he looks really good, and I think this body fits Sunfire. He's not a big guy, but this shows that he is obviously quite ripped and in shape, but he's not overly huge or unnecessarily muscly. Now, as far as the head, because obviously that's the key difference here, since the body itself is pretty standard for, at least for now, I hope they use this more, the head is different. So that's where the kind of character of Sunfire comes in. And I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a very Japan influence on there. You can tell obviously he has the Japanese flag in a way about him, but you can tell that just based on his look that he is Japanese. So I think it looks really good. I don't have any real issues with it. It's not exactly a groundbreaking look or anything, but it's cool and it fits the character. And this is the kind of the quintessential Sunfire look. So I think they did a good job with it, and it's representative of the character. Now, as far as paint goes, it's kind of hit or miss. It's not the greatest, but it's also not bad. There are, kind of flame effects around his neck up here that you can see. They're kind of fuzzy. I was kind of expecting that. The actual line work on the chest is pretty nice, though. And then the interiors of the butterfly joints are painted white. They almost look like they probably could have used another coat of paint, but they look good, and they line up to the outfit pretty well for the most part. Obviously, the more you move them, the more that's going to play a factor. The belt is painted with those white flames. They're pretty clean. My main gripe are these kind of fuzzy lines up here at the top of the neck, or the bottom of the neck, rather. And then he's got the gold flames on his wrists, which look pretty good. They're kind of a metallic-y type gold, and they're okay. They're also on his shins as well, so they look nice. They're just flames. I mean, he's very simple in a way, but at the same time, he's also not. So what paint is applied relatively decently. The head has the same, and then he's got those orange eyes. So it's not groundbreaking, but it's pretty good. Kind of fuzzy in spots, but overall it's not bad. Now, as far as accessories go, I'm not going to go too in-depth on these because there's not a whole lot to talk about, but he does come with these kind of flame effect pieces, and we've seen these with Iron Fist, the one from the Doctor Strange wave, and they will kind of fit over his fists, and they stay on pretty well. I haven't had any issues with them kind of popping off. So they look good. They've got that good translucent look, and then the nice transition from kind of a yellowy orange to a darker orange red. So they look like fire. I think they get their point across pretty well. I just like the fact that we actually got something that isn't one of those stupid bubble mystic effects with this guy. He actually got something that fits the character. So I am pretty pleased in that regard. So overall, I like this guy. He's not going to be the best figure in the wave. He's not my favorite. That's Shatterstar. No matter what, Shatterstar is my top for this wave. But that's just my personal bias. Now, you know, he's got that cool body, that nice new 2099 Spider-Man body that I really like, and I think is executed really well on this figure. He's got the cool flame effects. The paint job's pretty decent, and the sculpt is on point. This is, for all intents and purposes, just a solid figure. I'm very pleased with it. I think it's going to be a peg warmer just because a lot of people don't know who Sunfire is in terms of, the general public. But for people who actually like the X-Men and have stuck around and know a lot about it and are really wanting this line, they're going to gobble this guy up because he actually is a cool figure. He may be a, quote-unquote second stringer when it comes to the X-Men, but this is a cool toy. So I'm glad that I jumped on it earlier than I had anticipated because it's a good one. So, if you were, hunting for this guy, keep a lookout because he might surprise you. He's actually pretty cool. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. As always, stay tuned. I'm going to try to get more of these figures as I find them, but, so far I've only gotten 3, and we'll get to them. Just got to find them. So that's going to do it. As always, stay tuned for more reviews. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do the whole YouTube thing down below. And until next time.